Prominently, here we go. Prominently on its homepage, Sha'Carri Richardson.
Oh, you think she didn't say that?
Oh, what?
Oh, she did.
You think she didn't say, oh, as they were kicking her off, she said, oh, y'all just don't know who I am.
Sha'Carri Richardson has slid past plenty of messy scandals before, but this storm feels way bigger because it's not just whispers on Twitter or folks gossiping in the comments. We're talking leaked 4K footage, backed up with police reports, showing her acting reckless in public. Now fans are asking the one question that keeps coming up. If Nike has cut ties with other athletes over way smaller slip-ups, then why is Sha'Carri still their poster girl? It all blew up after that wild airport arrest where cameras caught her shoving her boyfriend, Christian Coleman, right before they boarded a flight out of Seattle-Tacoma International Airport.
I'm under arrest right now? What am I under arrest for? Christian, are you serious right now? Okay.
You're under arrest for D&D.
I didn't know him though.
We have video cameras.
At first, people thought it was just another lover's spat, exaggerated and dragged out of proportion. But when police body cam footage surfaced, the story flipped instantly. The video painted her as the aggressor, not calm, not collected, and definitely not innocent like she claimed. Christian never even swung on her, but once the cuffs came out, Sha'Carri switched up quick, trying to play the victim. I'm under arrest right now? What am I under arrest for? Christian, are you serious right now? She snapped at him in disbelief.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is the position that Christian Coleman put me into, okay? Because he's a coward and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward. Harder. Christian, are you serious right now?
So man, in Washington State, he doesn't get a...
Enjoying the video so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to Fame Drop so you're here for the next one. The cops told her point blank she was being arrested for assault. Instead of facing it, she turned on Christian, calling him a coward, begging him to defend her, then denying she even laid a hand on him. But the footage told a different story. The deeper she sank, the louder she got. She started yelling at officers, flipping it into a gender issue, asking why she was the one cuffed when Christian was the man. Then came the shouts about drinking, claiming she didn't even want him anymore. But by then, the damage was done and fans were already over it. That's when the spotlight turned on Nike, because fans believe choices have consequences. And now the calls for Nike to cut ties with her are only getting louder every day. That arrest footage, especially her shouting, "Christian, are you serious right now?" set the internet on fire. And here's the kicker. The drama didn't stop at the airport. See, people believe Sha'Carri might have been building her own downfall step by step. And when you hear what teammates and coaches have been whispering, it only gets messier. But before we get there, let's break down the moment that shocked everyone. Christian's response afterward. Instead of pressing charges, he defended her. Days later in an interview, he said she didn't deserve punishment, just grace and understanding.
Like, I don't feel as if like she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have like things that she need to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just like extending grace and mercy and love. Analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so,
supportive boyfriend move? Maybe in his head, but fans saw something way different. People zoomed in on Christian's body language and the internet had a field day. He couldn't sit still, his eyes kept darting, and he barely made eye contact with the camera. To a lot of people, that didn't look like love. It looked like fear. Almost like Sha'Carri had something hanging over him, forcing him to stand by her side no matter what. Suddenly, sympathy shifted away from her and straight toward him. Comedian Corey Holcomb didn't sugarcoat a thing either. On his podcast, he accused Sha'Carri of playing the victim card on purpose, saying she knew exactly how to twist the system against Christian. And the wild part? That leaked footage seemed to back up what he was saying.
Video.
Right.
And when the dude said something to her, she was trying to turn the passengers against her, but the passengers was like, turn your phone off, bitch.
Fans jumped in, pointing out that Corey wasn't just talking. He was echoing suspicions people had for a long time. Christian's defense didn't come off like a boyfriend standing strong for his girl. It looked like a man trapped in something way deeper, maybe even dealing with this behind closed doors long before cameras caught it. That's when the conversation shifted hard. Suddenly, the airport fight didn't look like a one-time blow-up anymore. It felt like part of a bigger, darker pattern. One fan summed it up online perfectly. Not only did he defend her and refuse to press charges, but honestly, there's no way I'd stay with a woman who put hands on me in public like that. She'd be dead to me. I'd be crazy to stay with someone like that. And just like that, the internet made up its mind.
And I hate that narrative too because, you know, us coming together, like we're just two like real dominant personalities. And she's, to me, the best female athlete in the world. Like I see it every day. And like, you know, for me in my process, like I just said, like moving training groups, a whole new environment.
The story wasn't about Sha'Carri's fire anymore. It was about Christian's silence. What if we fight again? She flips it on me and I get accused of DV. I could lose everything, even end up in jail. That's how one fan laid it out. And honestly, that fear struck a nerve because Christian isn't the first partner to hint that Sha'Carri has a habit of flipping the script. Her ex, Jamaican hurdler Janique Brown, is back in the spotlight after an emotional interview where she spilled about their toxic past. Janique admitted their relationship was messy on both sides, mentally, verbally, and physically. But she made it clear the weight she carried was crushing. She claimed she was threatened, silenced, and even blamed when Sha'Carri allegedly turned the internet against her. And here's the kicker, this wasn't random. Years ago, Sha'Carri blasted a long Instagram story painting Janique as the villain while making herself look like the victim, racking up sympathy points while Janique got dragged through the mud. Janique's name got tarnished, her reputation took hits, and she even faced cancel calls in some circles. Later, she clapped back, saying Sha'Carri's whole story was nothing but a calculated move to protect her own image while destroying someone else's. And that's why fans today are saying Christian's story looks like deja vu.
Other people, there's people who seen that, people who know that, you know, and will still honestly come and go, toxic, push and pull, and still get over the obstacles, until I said, I have learned my lesson. I don't want to go over no more of these obstacles, right?
The same messy pattern playing out again. The moment that really stuck with people was when Sha'Carri stared a cop dead in the eye and demanded, "Why am I the one being arrested?" Even though the footage clearly showed Christian never laying a finger on her. That raised questions fast. Did she pull the same exact move on Janique back then and just walk away untouched? And then came the so-called apology video, which only made things worse. It wasn't just the empty words. Words fans swore looked like they were written by her PR team. It was her body language. She sat there grinning like it was a comedy sketch. Who smiles through an apology video? Then she twisted it around again, claiming everyone misunderstood her. Classic narcissistic style spin. And to top it off, she ended the video saying, "I love him. And to him, I can't apologize enough."
Basically, she was saying that people need to leave you alone. And that, you know, you guys were both toxic together and take things off of the media and let's not bring it on social media. That's what I got from the conversation, allegedly.
That line had fans exploding in rage. Even the reigning 100-meter world champ jumped in, blasting her on Instagram in all caps. Your apology should be just as loud as your actions. And once those clips hit the internet, the dragging was brutal. Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, everybody had something to say, and none of it was pretty. One viral tweet cut deep. Dang, imagine what she does in private. Another fan shredded her apology, calling it fake and pointing out how she sat there smirking like she was telling jokes instead of taking accountability. To fans, it looked less like regret and more like straight-up damage control. But if her apology wasn't bad enough, Nike turned up the heat to boiling. Instead of pressing pause or pulling her campaigns, they doubled down just days after the arrest. Sha'Carri was still plastered front and center on Nike's homepage promoting her latest shoe. No statement, no acknowledgement of the scandal, just a silent but very loud message of support. Fans weren't just upset, they were furious. The comparisons came flying fast. People pointed out how Caitlin Clark, one of the biggest rising stars in women's sports, hasn't even been given a signature shoe or major push from Nike since signing with them. And now, with Sha'Carri still headlining campaigns in the middle of chaos, the backlash is hitting harder than ever. Meanwhile, Sha'Carri, who was just caught on video putting hands on her boyfriend, is still being pushed as the face of a billion-dollar brand. One furious post summed it up perfectly. Corporate sponsors like Nike scream about having zero tolerance for domestic violence, but when it comes to Sha'Carri Richardson, they go silent. That hypocrisy had fans heated. And the real question is, if this isn't crossing the line, then what does it take? That double standard is what's making fans snap left and right. Others broke it down from another angle, saying Nike isn't clueless at all. They know exactly what they're doing. Sha'Carri's brand has always thrived on controversy, from the weed suspension to her viral clapbacks. And every time her name blows up, more eyes land on the sport. So instead of stressing about morals, Nike might be cashing in on chaos. One fan put it bluntly, Sha'Carri Richardson isn't just running races, she's selling drama, and Nike's milking it. And just when folks thought the scandal couldn't get any uglier, whispers from inside the track world started leaking out. And this time, it wasn't strangers talking, it was people who've worked with her. Her own teammates and coaches, the closest ones to her career, are being dragged into the mess, and guess what? They're not exactly rushing to defend her. According to insiders around training camps, Sha'Carri's fiery attitude, the one fans once hyped up as confidence, has turned into a nightmare behind the scenes. Teammates claim she's constantly late, brushes off advice, and snaps at anyone who dares check her. One insider even alleged she went off on a coach in front of the whole team after being told to focus more on her form instead of her image. That clip hasn't surfaced yet, but the fact that people are even talking about it proves the smoke is heavy. And here's where it all circles back. The pattern. Yep, fans online are piecing it together. The same way she flipped the script with Christian, the same way she flipped it with Janique, is the exact same way she might be flipping it inside her own camp. She allegedly runs her professional circle the same way she runs the spotlight. If something goes wrong, it's never on her. It's always a hater, a jealous teammate, or somebody plotting to hold her back. And even though nobody called her out by name directly, fans had no problem connecting the dots. While Nike might still be riding hard for her, insiders claim some of her teammates aren't nearly as forgiving. Word on the track is that a few have gone to officials asking to separate training schedules because they don't want the distraction. Imagine that. Being so chaotic that your own team doesn't even want to share the same lane with you. Now the big question is flying around. If the people closest to her career are quietly creating distance, how long before the sponsors, the federation, and maybe even the sport itself decide she's more trouble than she's worth? Because right now, the track doesn't look like her only battlefield. It looks like she's clashing with everyone around her too. Fans might be split, but behind the scenes, the media and sponsors are straight up at war. Some outlets are tearing Sha'Carri apart daily with headlines about her meltdown in 4K, while others are cautiously defending her, spinning it as if she's just misunderstood. But one thing's crystal clear, her name equals money. Every article with her face slapped on it gets clicks no matter which side you're on. Sponsors though, that's where it's really messy. Insiders say Nike isn't the only brand caught in the crossfire. Some of her smaller endorsement deals are already on pause. Meetings canceled, campaigns shelved, phone calls suddenly delayed until further notice. Meanwhile, Nike doubling down has put even more pressure on the rest. If the biggest sports brand in the world is still standing behind her, what excuse do the smaller ones have? On the flip side, other companies are terrified of getting burned by the backlash. One PR insider even leaked that brand reps are quietly drafting exit strategies, just in case this scandal gets uglier. And the way things are spiraling, everyone's betting it will. No brand wants to be tied to the next domestic violence scandal. That's what insiders explained, and fans were quick to point out the double standards. Athletes, especially men, have been dropped instantly for way less. Yet Sha'Carri is still being promoted front and center. Meanwhile, sports media outlets are practically feeding the flames. Podcasts are replaying the body cam footage frame by frame, breaking down every single word she screamed. Others are digging deep into her past, connecting the dots between the Janique drama, the Christian fiasco, and now the sponsor silence. The narrative being pushed is clear. This isn't a one-time mistake, it's a dangerous pattern. And here's the twist. Even with all this chaos, Nike reportedly has another rollout planned with her face on it. That revelation alone had timelines going crazy with comments like, "This isn't loyalty, it's profit. Nike's betting on chaos to sell sneakers." Now everybody's asking the same question. Will Nike drag every other sponsor down with them by sticking with Sha'Carri? Or will the pressure finally break them, forcing a cut before she burns the whole house down? Right now, her brand is both priceless and poisonous at the same time. Nike stood by her through everything. When she got penalized for weed, they launched a comeback campaign, plastered her in commercials, and pushed her as the face of the brand. But when their latest explanation dropped, it didn't calm fans at all. It made them even angrier. Why? Because it sounded like Nike wasn't clueless. They knew exactly what was going on, and they still kept her because chaos sells. That's where the biggest debate blew up. The double standard was spelled out crystal clear by comedian Corey Holcomb. If a male athlete was caught on camera shoving his girlfriend, those sponsorships would vanish overnight. Fans didn't argue. They pointed straight to athletes who lost everything over a single allegation, while Sha'Carri, with literal video proof against her, is still being celebrated like nothing happened. People even dragged Nike's past back into the spotlight, reminding everyone of their selective outrage with other athletes. For many, this wasn't shocking at all, just another reminder that money outweighs morals every single time. That's why the pressure on Nike isn't slowing down. Fans aren't just furious at Sha'Carri, they're furious at the whole system protecting her, because when you zoom out, this scandal isn't just about one airport fight, it's about years of baggage she's managed to outrun. Teammates complaining about disrespect, coaches whispering about her attitude, exes accusing her of flipping narratives, all brushed off because her talent and marketability made her untouchable. And then there's Christian. Fans can't ignore how shaken he looks in interviews, how his silence feels less like loyalty and more like a quiet cry that he's been carrying something way heavier behind the scenes. It all circles back to Nike, a company that claims to stand for values but fans say stands for profit first. Their choice to keep Sha'Carri front and center tells the world exactly where their loyalty lies. Right now, Sha'Carri is silent, Nike's silent, Christian's silent, and the only voices left are the fans, screaming louder than ever. So before you dip, make sure you smash that like button. Drop a comment with your thoughts. Do you think Nike should cut ties or keep backing her? And if you're rocking with us, hit subscribe and tap that notification bell so you don't miss a single messy update. Trust me, you're gonna want to be here for the next chapter.